You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. We watch the thing. We watch the thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Watched a Thing with Billy and Dave. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good. This is an interesting week. I'm keen to have this conversation.
Well, this is the first time in the history of the show, almost 400 episodes, well over 400 if you count bonuses, that we have ever discussed TV. When Topher and I renamed the show, like, Jesus, 7-8 years ago now, from Bears on Film to We Watched a Thing, part of
Let's just pause for a moment on how fucking awful that original name was.
There was zero planning. We didn't even know we were doing a podcast. We just anyway, long story short, we were Bears on Film for about 20 episodes when we finally relaunched as We Watched a Thing. Part of our whole, firstly, we just liked the name. We thought it was kind of silly and funny, but we were like, it's
Bears on Film or...
We watched the thing. We were like, it doesn't have to be movies. We could talk TV. We could talk stage plays. We could talk anything that we watched. And yet, not once since then have we ever talked anything but. So this is a first for the show.
We've had required viewings and
yeah, but this is the first review of a brand new TV show.
Yeah,
instead of a review of a movie.
I've inserted myself about 2.5, 3 years ago. What the fuck is it now?
Feels longer than that now. Must be over 3.
Yeah, it's a long. I think it was around.
It was around
episode 2.
No, so it was later than that. So 200 was when Topher left.
Right.
And I did about a year
so it's about
or so after that. It must be about 250 or so.
250.
Yeah, so almost 150 episodes.
And as we said over Messenger today, we're homing in very close to episode 400.
Yeah.
Which we'll have to do something momentous, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I was just thinking, we've had required viewing episodes around TV, but we've not done any dedicated TV. So this is a kind of momentous thing, isn't it?
And also Alien, big franchise for the show. Topher and I famously back in the day did a marathon of all Alien and Predator films. So let's get into it. Alien Earth is an American science fiction horror television series created by Noah Hawley. It's the first television series in the Alien franchise and is set 2 years prior to the events of the 1979 film Alien. It stars Sidney Chandler, Alex Lawther, Essie Davis, Samuel Blanken, Babu Kisei, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Adash Gaurav, and Timothy Oliphant.
There he is. I was waiting for him.
3 episodes have dropped to date. Yep. I have watched the first one. I believe you have continued on and watched everything that's available.
I binged this shit. If there were 20, I would have binged them. Whether they were good or shit, it's Noah Hawley. I was always going to binge the fuck out of it.
So we'll start with a discussion about the show broadly, and then you can give us is it worth continuing with so far?
Sure.
Because I have heard mixed things.
Yeah, there's some people, there's some weirdly polarizing opinions, which I don't understand.
Well, Topher, who really liked the pilot, told me that episode 3 is a drastic dip. He said it's not like stop watching territory, but that seems to be a common opinion.
Isolated.
Yeah.
People seem to have really had an issue with episode 3.
So we'll
John Haslander said the same thing it was either our listener chat or the Countdown listener chat. They overlap so much I lose track. But John Haslander said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to keep watching, but there's some shit happening in episode 3.
All right. So, Dave, what is Alien Earth about then?
Okay. So as you mentioned, we are set just prior to the original Alien film, and we are presented with a world where 5 mega corporations basically run Earth and its, sort of satellite spots around the solar system. We've got Weyland-Yutani, we've got Prodigy, which is sort of the main corporation that we're concerned with in this series. But there's also Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold, I believe. But these corporations each have their big sort of pockets of influence where they are essentially government and industry and everything. That they run society in their isolated pockets, similar to cinematic giant Jupiter Ascending, which also has corporations, running everything. And we follow a young girl who is terminally ill, and the sort of figurehead of Prodigy Corporation the youngest trillionaire in existence, awesomely named Boy Cavalier, who has the technology to move her consciousness from her dying body into a synthetic body. And
yeah, the very opening
the
of
opening
the show.
crawl, the opening crawl presents a society where one of the driving goals is for human immortality, and there are three sort of divergent streams of thought on this. One, which is cyborgs, so taking a human body and just continually enhancing it with bits and bobs. Every time something fails, you replace it with a new thing. Then there is the synthetics, which we are familiar with, obviously, through the Alien franchise from the very first film. And then there is the concept of the hybrid, which is a human consciousness implanted into a synthetic body. And we're not really told whether the different corporations have sort of marshaled their forces around these different technologies. It's kind of semi-implied, I think. We know Weyland-Yutani is 100% down the synthetic route from previous films. I assume that the other corporations are going to die by the wayside at some point because they're never mentioned in the franchise.
Yes.
But
which is interesting given that we have had prequels to this as well. And
we'll get to the continuity, I am sure.
So all of these corporations kind of survive in like a 10-year window, I guess.
So in Noah Hawley we trust. I'm sure this will be wrapped up. But we kind of get the sense that Prodigy, unlike Yutani, is on, because of its figurehead, Boy Cavalier, this kind of genius, very youthful trillionaire who kind of heads it up. He is in the camp of the hybrid, and so he has got the technology to take a human consciousness, extract it from a human body and implant it into a synthetic body, in a sense, getting the best of both worlds. You've got a body that won't die, but you have your human memories and et cetera. And so he takes this young girl, implants her into a synthetic body, and then puts her in charge of continuing that, and she then oversees the implantation of a number of other sick kids.
And
simultaneously, we have a deep space vessel which has been sent by the Yutani Corporation investigating alien shit and has accumulated multiple different horrendous alien species that should probably have been left where they found them, and bringing them back for further experimentation, etc., because these corporations are sort of at war with one another, and so they are looking for military solutions to things. And shit goes awry on that flight, as shit goes awry on pretty much every flight in the Alien franchise, and stuff gets loose as it does. And the security officer on that flight, who is a cyborg named, I believe, Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
So he is ostensibly a human, but he's got 50 bazillion different upgrades and things that make him almost a robot. He seals off the crew to all die because his primary directive is to bring these samples back, and seals himself off in a hibernation chamber. And the ship crashes into New Siam, which is a prodigy nation, into a very affluent part of town from what we later see. And a rescue mission is sent to investigate the crash site, and the rescue mission includes the older brother of said sick girl who was implanted into an adult synthetic body, who is then subsequently renamed Wendy. All the kids get Peter Pan names. We'll get to that. And she is worried about her brother, who she has been keeping tabs of digitally, and she convinces Boy Cavalier to allow her and all of the other synthetic kids, under the stewardship of their fully synthetic mentor, played by the awesome Timothy Olyphant, to go and assist the rescuers, and then alien shit starts to go right. And that's kind of the arc of the first 3 episodes. I apologize if I've spoiled anything, but I don't think I have.
All of that is pretty much in the pilot.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're going to be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right. You're very, very special. what's on that ship?
We can do it. We're fast, we're strong, we don't break.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Invasive species. Predatory.
If we don't lock them down, it will be too late.
One thing that I like about the show, I think can be summed up in your summary just then, and that is that it took you almost 8 minutes into that summary before you mentioned an alien.
Yep.
You know, and because the Alien franchise has really become quite split between those two concepts. Some of the films are just focused on the aliens, the xenomorphs, the kind of adaptations thereof, and
Those are the films that
them
miss the
fighting.
fucking point.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, the first Alien film, which is still the best in the franchise,
By daylight margin.
does
yeah.
not really dig deep into the whole, yes, we have, a character in that film who is a synthetic,
Yeah.
but it doesn't dig deep into the lore of that and stuff. That film is a horror film in which we just focus on the alien. Then you get films like, Prometheus and whatnot, which kind of shift the other direction and really just focus on the lore of, the companies and these, synthetic beings and stuff. For my money, my second favorite film in the franchise is the most recent. It's Romulus, which I think
that's
really blended both of those storylines quite well. And what I like about this franchise, this television series, is so far it seems to be doing the same for me. I like that it is really focusing and highlighting on both of those elements. So I like that. Sounds like you're a bit the same on it.
Yeah, I've ebbed and flowed with this franchise. 100%. This is a stronger franchise than the Predator franchise, which is the one that sort of exists.
Predator's a joke.
That's no overly harsh, But they
Even the first Predator film sucks, Dave. The first
Wow.
Predator film is
Paul
the best in the
Brazil just
franchise.
unsubscribed.
The first Predator film is easily the best in the franchise, and it's still like a 6 out
not.
of 10.
It's my God, but everything you are just where's my sound drop from fucking Billy Madison? Everything you have just said is insanity. No, the first Predator film is one of the all-time great action films. It homes in 100%.
mate.
Shane Black's a legend. Homes in 100% on it what it wants to do. Doesn't try and
It's a
give
fine, fun, silly film. It's not
a fine, fun, silly-
Alien.
It's
not
fucking-
Alien.
It's not. But it's not trying to be. It is a totally different genre. It's not. It's not
Yeah.
trying to be Alien and failing. It's doing a different thing, and it's very, very successfully doing that thing.
Okay.
However, everything subsequent to that is dog shit until Dan Trachtenberg comes along, revitalizes it, and Prey and Bloodlines have both been fucking fantastic. I'm sure the next one that he's doing will be fantastic as well. However, of the two franchises, because they do kind of, AVP aside, which kind of links them inexorably, they do sit alongside each other in terms of timeline as well. One starts in the 70s, one in the 80s, but they've kind of, gone alongside.
In the pop culture zeitgeist, they
Yes.
sit together in your mind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do prefer Alien because I do love horror more than I love action, which is kind of where the two started. Alien is 100% the best by miles. Aliens is very solid, apart from the stupid ending with the fucking lift a suit thing, which get away from her, you bitch, which is dumb as shit. But the rest of the film is great. Alien 3, I'm a Fincher boy. I love it, even though it's problematic and not what he intended. Fell off a fucking cliff when Genet did what is it, Alien Resurrection? Just god-awful. Sorry, Julio, I know you love it, but it's fucking terrible film. And all of the AVP shit is garbage. The Ridley stuff, as isolated films, Prometheus and Covenant, I don't dislike. I think they're quite good films. Where I kind of rankle against them is that they are so obviously Ridley Scott, as he did in his latter years for almost everything, being just a cantankerous cunt and going, all of your other films aren't as good as my film, so I'm going to retcon them out of existence. AVP doesn't exist anymore. Sorry. My film has unwritten those films from the canon, and I'm going to do everything I can to erase everything, including James Cameron's Aliens, from existence with my films. So I kind of don't like them just because of that, even though as films I do enjoy them. I'm with you. I think Romulus is the first genuinely really good Alien film since Cameron's Aliens. It was just ignored all of that other bullshit, and it was just a really well-made, nice, great film. This is better than that.
Okay.
Noah Hawley's TV series, this is I realized I was a bit circuitous there and I waffled a bit. Noah Hawley's series is the most I've enjoyed an alien-related thing since the first 3/4 of Jim Cameron's Aliens.
Okay.
And it is if you have to include the finale of Aliens, I like Noah Hawley's TV show more than any Alien thing since Alien.
Yeah. I liked the pilot. I wouldn't go that far. For me, I would still have Romulus above this, although the caveat to that is I've only watched the pilot so far, so I do need to continue and see how it continues to grow. I'll tell you some things. Loved the production. I thought that the aesthetic, the look and everything, they really captured the look and feel of the original Alien film. It's very lived in. It's very, I really, really loved the look of this show.
I've got a couple of niggles.
Okay,
that
get into
really fucking annoyed me.
Yep.
Right, so we're set in 2120? I think it's 2120.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that in 2120 people are still fucking watching Ice Age? Or Disney's Peter Pan. I know Disney owned this thing, so I'll give him a fucking... But Peter Pan is an essential piece of, not the Disney movie, but Peter Pan in general is... I can imagine people still having Peter Pan as a childhood story. Fucking Ice Age, on the other hand, if that is something that people are still showing their kids in 100 years from now...
I can see it.
No, you can't. No.
I can.
Toy Story, fuck, I'll give Toy Story a pass. No, I don't buy it.
Look, I mean,
I don't buy people still watching Ice Age in 20 years.
Snow White is nearly 100 years old, Dave.
But the only reason that Snow White is still a thing is, one, it's a grim fairy tale, so the story predates cinema. Two, it is one of the earliest animated films from the dawn of Disney, and Disney still exists. Disney is not going to still be it's not even Disney. Ice Age isn't even Disney.
Yeah.
There's no way fucking Dreamscape or whoever the whoever the fuck makes it, there's no way they even still exist then.
I disagree. I disagree pretty strongly. I mean, yeah, you can say that people only watch Snow White for those reasons. I don't think they're the only reasons. And you look at other films from around that era, people still watch
what
Pinocchio.
Is available to them.
People still show their kids Pinocchio. People still show their kids Dumbo.
I'm not even shitting on the quality of Ice Age, although I think it's pretty generic, passable fare. But I'm not shitting on the quality of it. I don't believe it would be available in 100 years. I will accept that anything Disney, apart from Song of the South, might be available in 100 years, because Disney will probably be around in 100 years. Dreamscape or whatever fucking iteration of entertainment corporation makes Ice Age is not going to be around in 100 years. That film will be long since forgotten, and no one will know what the fuck it is.
You're dreaming.
It's a little quibble, but it keeps eating at me.
Obviously, we will not be alive in 100 years, but I'm hoping we both get another 40.
I don't want to be tied to that statement. I'm hoping that in the next 20 years, medical science is going to allow me to live for fucking ever.
I'm going to put
with my synthetic body.
I'm going to put an alert in my calendar right now for the year 2065 to check in with you. And we'll look up and see if Ice Age is accessible anywhere. Because
you will owe me 25 Earth credits.
I disagree with the statement. It's going to be available. I mean, I still pick up VHS tapes, Dave.
You are so in the minority that is not even a statement that should be part of this conversation.
Yeah, but people are turning back to physical for one thing. I mean, people have started.
People are turning back to vinyl because it's better. They're not turning back to VHS because it's better.
No, but they are turning back to DVD and even Blu-ray. They are turning back to those.
Okay, et cetera, et cetera. However,
no. DVD, Dave. People are going back to
that's
DVD.
Fucking stupid people.
Because they're getting
DVDs.
no.
Have you looked at a DVD these days? They look like shit.
Yeah, but people are getting fed up with streaming services, Dave. How many streaming services are you subscribed to?
Don't embarrass me.
10? 15?
There's a number that's part of that, but I'm not going to say what it is.
No, there's still things that you are unable to watch across all of them.
Across the available streaming services, yes. That I'm unable to watch, no.
Which is why people are turning away from streaming and going back to physical. So I don't think there's any scenario where a movie is. Don't get me wrong, there are movies that have been lost to time. There really are. There are examples of that, movies that have disappeared. Ice Age is not going to be one of them. You will still be able to watch Ice Age in 100 years.
All right.
I can't believe how long we've spent talking about this.
And we won't spend too much more on this. If it is still available, and I grant you, who knows, maybe it will be. Will it still be prevalent enough in pop culture after 100 more years of kids' movies that is the thing they're bonding over?
Yes.
It seems bullshit weird to me, and it's the one thing that really took me out of this.
You'll agree, as soon as I make this argument, you'll be like, yeah, okay, I get that. You're a parent, Dave. Now,
are you going to bring up the fact that all of my kids have seen Song of the South?
I mean, well, that's a great example. What I was going to say is, as a parent, how shitful the kind of movies that are coming out when your kids are younger are, because they're not made for adults. You still have the good memories of the ones that you watched as kids. So inherently, you show them to your kids, and you kind of create that bond and that feeling.
By that argument, they should be bonding over Disney's Robin Hood.
No. Well, yeah, maybe, but I watched Father of the Bride with my girls, and they loved it because it was something I loved, and I'm sure that in 20 years' time they'll throw on Father of the Bride and watch it with their kids. That's how movies get passed on.
Not Father of the Bride, because I'm assuming you mean Steve Martin. So not that, but the point is well taken, yes. But no, it's a very small thing that niggled me and the reason it niggled me is because I think Noah Hawley has, as you said, nailed that, and it's a wanky term, but that cassette futurism aesthetic that the original Alien had. And it's a really specific thing for those sci-fi films from the 70s where what they thought looked futuristic involved things that to us look anachronistically old. Your screens are all sort of CRTs with green text on them. There's no touch screens or anything like that. It's Star Wars, another one. And that's why I think Andor struck so well compared to all the prequel movies, sequel movies, everything else, is that it embraced the aesthetic of the original 77 Star Wars with that cassette futurism and didn't try it. The prequel movies are a different fucking universe. Yeah. There is technology in those that are ostensibly set prior to the 77 Star Wars by decades, and yet the technology on display is eons ahead of what's in the original films. It's fucking moronic, and George Lucas is an idiot.
Yeah.
I think this nailed that aesthetic more than any of the other films, and that's why that Ice Age and Peter Pan reference, it stood out like fucking dog's balls to me because it was so at odds with everything else that was so beautifully done.
Yeah, right. I mean, it didn't bother me at all, particularly Peter Pan. I mean, it's a classic story. I mean,
true.
People today still reference Don Quixote, which is far older than Peter Pan.
That's fair.
So it didn't bother me. I was okay with it. And I loved the look and the production of this show. That's for certain. I thought all of the acting was really good across the board.
The casting is great. I mean, Oliphant we expect to be good, but it's largely people I've not seen before. Alex Lothar, I know. Did you watch, what's the show called? The End of the Fucking World?
No.
Oh, I think there were 2 seasons of it. Really, you would love it. Great TV series that he was in. I've seen him coincidentally, was in Andor, I think, briefly. And he played the young Alan Turing, I think, in Imitation Game.
Okay.
like the Cumberbatch Jr. He's a very good actor that plays Joe, the brother. He's not had a great deal to do, particularly from your point of view, if you've only seen the first one. There will be more, but he is fucking great in this.
Yeah.
I did read he was in, like, I think it might have been the first thing he ever did. He was, at the age of about 16, was in a stage play. And what did she say? Dame Maggie Smith watched him in that. And
R.I.P.
I know. Oh, God, I love her so much.
I'm rewatching Downton Abbey at the moment in the lead up for the new movie coming out.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Has
started like a week and a half ago, and we're in halfway through season 4.
Yeah, it's one of those shows. I kind of want to check out Downton Abbey just because it's such a juggernaut of a thing. But there's too much of it, and I know it's.
There's really not.
It's not like Outlander, where it's a period thing that's also got rape and murder and all this other stuff to keep it interesting.
It does, mate.
Downton Abbey has rape and murder.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
yes,
I will check out episode 1.
Downton Abbey.
If there's not rape and murder in episode 1.
The best thing about Downton Abbey is that it is actually not very good. And a lot of people, you hear period piece and you think it's going to be all hoity-toity. But at the end of the day, it is a soap opera through and through. It is, characters, they go to jail and, they're blah, 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 like all of this ridiculous crap.
If I have to sacrifice some of my time, bearing in mind that there's a lot of things that I know are going to be good that I want to watch, do I watch Downton Abbey or Bridgerton?
Downton Abbey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not that I've watched Bridgerton.
I genuinely know nothing about either of them other than their period things.
I mean, right. Maggie Smith, enough said. She's a queen.
True.
She's fucking awesome in it.
That's true. Anyway, so Maggie Smith saw him at 16 on stage and apparently said, I fucking lost it again. I found it and then you just, fucking derailed me. She said, and I quote, this is in quotation marks, most of us spend our lives trying to do what you've just achieved.
Yeah, right.
To a 16-year-old. So that's Alex Lawther. So I was really pleased to see him. Sydney Chandler, who's our lead, I've never seen before. She is fucking great.
Yeah, she's great. And she really does carry the show.
And she nails that because she's not playing she's not Ian Holmes. She's not a complete synthetic. She is meant to be playing a young girl's consciousness in an adult synthetic body, which that's a big ask. There's so many layers to that. And I think the nuances to her performance, I think, really nail that. You get little moments where you go, oh, you're a child. And you get moments where you go, oh, you're robotic.
Yeah, because they even state that they put her in an older body because synthetics don't age.
They don't age. So they're all in adult bodies.
Yeah.
I think, I don't think you would have got to it yet, but the ones that she mentors, because obviously she is Wendy in the Neverland scenario, and you get the other Lost Boy names, which are applied to all of the other kids that she sort of mentors into their transition into their synthetic bodies. And they very much act like children. But we are told that Boy Cavalier, who is the sort of scientific young genius behind all of this, he made Wendy special. He gave her extra abilities and extra things because his entire goal with this technology, this might be from episodes you haven't seen, but I don't think it's spoilery. He wants someone he can have a conversation with. He is so much more intelligent than everyone else that his life is boring. And so his main thrust for this entire technology of creating these hybrids is to try and create someone that he can have an intelligent conversation with. And so Wendy in particular, he has created so that she has the most advanced AI ever created, plus the mind of a child, which is this open sponge that isn't hindered by experience and, as they say, think more creatively. And that combination will, over time, create something smarter than him because he's sick of being the smartest person in the room and not being able to talk to anyone, which I think is an interesting premise.
Yeah. So without spoilers, how worth it is it to continue the series, at least from where I am at this point? Do you at least understand the opinion others have that episode 3 is a dip? You don't think it's a dip at all?
All right. I've seen a number of different comments about specifically episode 3, one of which I think was John Haslander, made reference to our friend Paul Prasula not liking the direction it took. Knowing what I know about Paul Prasula, I can maybe infer what people may not have liked about the plot progression of that one episode.
Okay.
I won't say more there because it would get probably spoilery. I don't agree with it in the slightest. Sorry, John. I respect your opinion, but I disagree completely. I have enjoyed this series more and more as it's gone. And 100%, this is now my favorite thing on TV. I actually fell asleep in the first episode twice. I'm not blaming the episode for that. It's just I put it on after the kids had gone to bed late at night.
It happens.
I'd probably had a couple of beers or something. I fell asleep. It's a testament to the show that I went back and rewatched from the beginning twice. So I know the first 20 minutes of this thing by heart. But episode 2 and 3, I watched back to back like that. Boom, boom, boom. And I wanted more, and there wasn't more, and I've got to wait another 36 hours or something before I get another fucking episode, which is grating on me.
Yeah.
I don't have a single negative thing to say about this series at this point in time. It is 100% the best Alien thing since the first film, in my opinion.
So if you were scoring the first 3 episodes as a collective, are we looking at a 9, a 10?
Yes, 9 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
9, because there's a bit of a question mark about whether it keeps going up or whether it dips. So it's certainly not 10 out of 10. And I did fall asleep twice. The first episode is a bit slow to get going. I don't know how much of that is on me, how much of that is the pacing. I'm prepared to take it all on me.
I would agree. I felt the same because to me at this point, I'd be giving this an 8 or maybe a high 7 or an 8 based on the pilot episode. I'm keen to continue watching, and I will continue watching. So maybe we should.
So
check
have you
back
seen
in.
a xenomorph, an adult xenomorph yet?
No.
Okay. Oh,
No.
Wow.
So maybe we should check back in, when the series ends.
I'd forgotten how
we...
little was in episode 1.
Yeah, the pacing is a little on the slower side, which is it's a pilot episode. It's completely fine.
Because there's 8 in total. Is
8.
it? Yeah.
So I guess we've got another 5 weeks. So maybe at that point we should check back in and do an end of season review.
But you're enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and I'll continue to watch it. In fact, I watched it alone, but I'm going to try and get Nooska on board to watch it as well, because I think she'd enjoy it as well, because she does enjoy the odd Alien films. So
okay, yeah.
So I reckon she'll enjoy this one. So I'll try and get her on board.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, because I haven't watched a lot of them recently. I'm completely lost on the entire Alien franchise timeline. So I know we're a couple of years or something prior to the first film. To me, one of the things that's kind of itching at me a little bit is it's yet another instance of humans encountering xenomorphs before the first film.
Yeah.
And
yet
all
in the
of which,
first film, they don't know
all of which
what
sort of
it is.
eats away at. No, I get that they're at pains in the plot of this to go, okay, hard drives have been erased, things have been hidden, people in general don't know. Fine. Narratively, I can accept they're going to hide they're going to sweep away their footprints and make it so that it works. But it kind of, it's weird. It a little bit erodes the plot of the first one in that this is the first time humans have encountered.
Well, I know that this is kind of one of Topher's issues with the show, and I haven't continued to watch. He has watched all 3 episodes, but he feels like he reached a point where he kind of stopped caring about the characters because he's like, I know what happens. And he said that's not always an issue. Obviously, Andor, great example where it doesn't matter. Yep. Rogue One, another example where it does not matter that you know that the characters. But with this, he said there's something in the making of it that he just stopped caring because of that. So
that's weird to me.
I'm going to keep watching and I'll see how it goes. But
I'm surprised that's his issue.
Mm.
I would understand if it was, broader in terms of it erodes the world to the point where the original Alien kind of doesn't make sense anymore, which is where I was getting to, in that we keep showing humans encountering these fucking xenomorphs ahead of it. Surely at some point, are we to expect that Weyland-Yutani sent Ripley's original mission off knowing that this ship was out there? I mean, that we must expect.
Yeah,
We know Yutani knows about these things before that mission, which makes Paul Reiser's character not quite make sense because his arc over the course of Aliens is that he doesn't know, then he finds out, and then he wants to bring them back. You would think that if they were sending out an agent in the crew of a ship, part of their subtext would be, and if you encounter this shit, da 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 da, these are your instructions.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that sort of complaint I can understand. I don't understand not caring about the characters, because I got to the end of the first 3 episodes really caring about certainly our first the main 2 characters, Joe and Wendy. I'm fully on board with those 2. I want them to survive. I'm on board with them. I think they're great characters, well acted, well written.
Yeah, I'm going to keep watching for sure. So yeah, we'll check back in about 5 weeks and see
do
what
a recap of the whole thing.
Yeah.
If I'm not human, what am I?
Did you even think about it? Was it blue skies from Earth? Did you see a green world from your side?
This ship collected specimens. 5 new life forms from distant planets. Monsters.
We don't lock them down, it will be too late.
In the meantime, next week we'll be getting our Coen brothers on checking out Honey Don't, which I'm pretty keen for. I've heard good things. I'm a Coen brothers fan.
It's just weird. Since they split and went their separate ways, it's weird. I was thinking that one would be great, one would be, is the magic in one brother? It seems like neither of them can fire at 100% without the other one there, because they've both done not shit stuff. Driveway Girls is good. Whatever the fuck it's called, the Macbeth thing that Joel did is good. They've both definitely got things that you can criticize. Neither of them, I think, are up with Coen brothers things. So I'm really I've not read anything about this one. Friend of the show, Dia Cole, did say, "Hey, are you going to do this?" And so we 100% will. But I do not know. I mean, it is Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza playing lesbians doing stuff. So I'm predisposed to think it's the best film of the year. But we will see, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one.
Yeah. No, I'm keen. So that's next week. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com. Go and join the Facebook listener community to let us know your thoughts on the stuff that we're talking about. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe. If you're listening to us with your ear holes, then head on over to YouTube, vice versa. And we'll catch you next week.
Love you all.